Hello Pisces, welcome to Dove and Serpent Tarot. My name is Paul. If Pisces is your sun, moon, or rising sign, this is your tarot card reading. Remember to hit the like button, leave a comment, consider subscribing to the channel, especially if this reading resonates with you. If there's anything you would like me to pray over, or meditate upon, or send positive energy toward, please let me know. Now, this is a general reading, so try to be open and receptive to whatever may come through during our time together. I am merely the messenger, and I ask you to connect directly with each of these cards and use your own intuition to take you beyond the details that I provide. And remember, Pisces, that the most important part of any tarot reading is you. The Ten of Swords. You're really somebody who can recognize when something is no longer fitting them, when it no longer suits you, when despite your efforts, something doesn't actually nourish you anymore. Right? This is someone who can see the bars of the birdcage and can say, it's time to go. Yeah. You have a keen awareness. Or it's almost an intuition. It's it's not even intuition. It's just kind of like I'm able to see the writing on the wall. We've got the sun in Gemini here. It's your ability to see something that is as plain as day. That says, this isn't the place for me. This isn't where I'm welcome. This isn't where I'm wanted. I'm not getting the nourishment that I needed here, and so I must go elsewhere. Okay? You have a very honest kind of perception. You're not choosing to see an illusion. You're able to, excuse my voice, you're able to recognize something for what it is. And I think that's a gift. That's more than most people can do. Most of us, we see what we want to see. You see what's actually there. All right, let's find out what that is and where you are headed. There's the Chariot. On the road again, right? Two of Wands, Two of Swords, Four of Swords, and there's the Lust or Strength card. The Universe, Princess of Pentacles, the Star, and the Eight of Swords. There is a deliberation that you need to have, right? There is some conclusion, there is some decision. It's kind of like you have your path is sort of bifurcating right now. You have the choice. One path is going to lead you toward more of the same. One path might lead you somewhere better, right? We don't know what's out there, right? There is this, the obstacle here seems to be following that starlight, okay? Following the star, that's kind of saying, calling to you, right? And saying, come and pursue your destiny. Get out of the birdcage, go forward with fortification and discipline and love and tenacity and commitment toward your star. Okay? Which basically means we're making the decision to get out of a birdcage and take a risk on freedom. Take a risk on something that we don't perceive, right? So it's kind of like it's the devil you know versus the devil you don't know, right? And so the Ten of Swords is that familiar birdcage. Well, at least I know what this is. I can see this, right? We know that there's nothing really nourishing here, but maybe there's safety, perceived safety, or there's familiarity. Going out toward the star is kind of saying I don't know what's out here. I can't see what the future holds. So you're sort of you're volunteering to enter the dark, scary forest. Life outside the birdcage is not certain for you. Okay? But I think the bottom line is that you know what you'll get if you stay. You know what you'll get if you keep doing the same thing you've been doing. If you do something different, if you take the road less traveled, if you go off the beaten path, if you go off trail, let's select the mystery card. I'm probably invoking the Hermit here. This is a random card from the Smith-Waite Tarot. This is the factor, infinite and unknown. We're going to set this down right over here with our little dove right there on top. We're not going to look at that card until the end. It will tie everything together, and it will give us the confirmation that we need at the end of the reading. If at any moment during this message you feel like you might know what that card might be, put your prediction in the comments right below this video, okay? Now, before we look around the room, we do need to summon your spirit animal. And for you, Pisces, what we have is the grasshopper spirit. Take a leap of faith. What does that mean? Well, it means you're leaping off of a very familiar leaf or bush into, I don't know what. A leap of faith is like taking a chance on something that we have no promise, we have no guarantee of the outcome. Mystery card will be the Fool or the Hermit. Okay? You have reached a threshold moment. You have reached a moment in your life, a time, an awareness where you just can't sit still. You just can't sit there and do nothing, you know? I feel like there's a growing intolerance for this birdcage. For whatever situation you're in now, you're recognizing in no uncertain terms, there's clarity here. There's clarity that says, I need to get out of here. This is not for me anymore. Whether it's a relationship, a job, a place, a person, whatever, an activity, you know, there's a growing intolerance. It's creeping in, and it's like it's giving you this restlessness, you know. And I think that it's this threshold where you just can't take any more. There's a straw that's breaking the camel's back, and you're restless. Yeah, the Two of Wands underneath the surface. There's something inside of you that's saying, "Come on, we got to do something. We can't just sit around in the birdcage. Because this you already know how this is going to end. This is something you already know the future here. Okay? You keep doing the same thing you've been doing, you know how it ends. And so the person that you're trying to become is really this chariot. You're trying to fortify yourself. You're trying to say, you know what? I can just get my car and go. I can take my stuff. I can get brave, you know, and I can do it. I can get this, I can hit the gas. Otherwise, you stay here and you try to just hold something together that's trying to fall apart. This is like a pile of bones, and you're trying, it's like Weekend at Bernie's, you know, you're trying to prop the thing up. If you let go, it's going to collapse. Just let go. Let go and take the leap of faith that's saying, I'm going to just leap into the future, into this new direction, this new path, and I'm going to believe, I'm going to choose to trust in my star. Choose to trust in the universe that it's going to be okay. Because anything's going to be better than this, right? Anything's going to be better than the Ten of Swords, although there is some kind of safety here, right? So with the Four of Swords at the top here, it's kind of, this is the other side of the debate. It's saying, well, you know, birdcage ain't so bad. There's at least food here, and someone brings the seeds in every once in a while and cleans up the wood shavings at the bottom of the cage. And, you know, it could be worse, right? Of course, it could always be worse, you know. Hey, this is just me, but I really don't like when people say that to me. It could be worse. It's like, well, yeah, it could always be worse. But it could be better, too. You know, so saying it could be worse is like trying to make somebody feel bad for not being willing to tolerate something that's uncomfortable or harmful or worse. You know, basically saying, well, you should be happy that you're in a bird cage because it could be worse. You could have a smaller bird cage. It's like, that doesn't make me feel better, bro. You know? So the Four of Swords is that that debate. We're kind of like, we're finding a reason to stay, but there is just this power inside that isn't rational. This isn't a good argument. This is just energy that's saying, I want to bust out of this cage. But there's part of you that's saying, well, it's familiar. Let's not rock the boat. Having something is better than having nothing. Okay? Because, of course, out there in the world, it's a wide open universe. It's cold and lonely, and it's scary out there. It's like a bird that gets kicked out of the nest. Well, it's a bird that leaves a bird cage. It's safe in the bird cage. Someone's bringing you your food. Don't complain. But out here is freedom. Out here is possibility. Out here is infinite potential. But it's also scary because, well, there's bigger birds. There's a chance that I could fall. But the Ten of Swords, we already know what we're going to get. We know what is the very limit of our achievements there. It's like you have a job where it's just like, you're going to get $10 an hour, that's it. There's never going to be a raise. There's never going to be more responsibility. There's never anything new for you to do. That's your job. That's your pay forever. Okay? Cool. Okay. I mean, I remember when $10 an hour was pretty tempting for me. It's I don't know what minimum wage is nowadays. I think it's more than that. Maybe in some, I don't know, whatever. But the idea is like, it's kind of tempting, but is it too small for you, right? It doesn't satisfy your heart. All these swords here, none of them are actually piercing your heart. So it's kind of like saying there's really nothing, there's no reason to stay. There's no real, there's no good reason to stay. There's nothing encouraging about this thing. It's like, yeah, okay, this is my pay, this is my job forever. It'll never change. It'll never get less, but it'll never be more either. What you see is what you get with the Ten of Swords. And for this Ten of Swords, it's not enough. It's not enough to sustain you. It's not enough meaning. It's not enough purpose. It's not enough opportunity. It's not enough growth. You're wearing shoes that are too small for you, and someone says, those are the shoes you get. I don't care how big your feet get, you're not getting another pair of shoes. Could you imagine? I'd rather go barefoot. I'd rather go barefoot and make my own sandals out of, I don't know, tree bark or something, right? Than try to force myself to be content with shoes that are too small. Yeah. Do you remember when you lost your first tooth? Spirit's asking me about the tooth, about a tooth falling out. Yeah. I'm not sure the significance. It could be you're having tooth issues. It could be that there's some memory that you have of when you lost your first tooth as a kid, and I don't know what was happening around that time in your life, but Spirit's bringing up the tooth. The Chariot, anyway, is kind of asking, am I strong enough to do this? Do I have what it takes? Should I just stay and try to force myself to be contented, or should I go? It's kind of like we're sitting in the car, bags are packed, we got our hand on the keys, on the ignition, we're just like, I don't know, should I start the engine? Or should I get out of the car? I don't know what to do, okay? There's an indecision. This is the car that says you are strong enough. That the strength that you have shown holding together something that was trying to fall apart is exactly the kind of strength that, when liberated, can achieve magnificent heights, can climb to magnificent heights, can achieve magnificent things. And this is that energy liberated. This is your strength, your capabilities. The strength that you're showing, holding something together. You're the hedge against entropy, right? You're holding together something that's trying to fall apart. That takes a lot of strength. That same strength can be used to build your own reality. The Two of Swords in the background is this choice that's been lingering. I think you've known for a long time. Your intuition has been communicating with you for a long time, saying, Something's got to change. We're approaching a crossroads. This is the moment where it's like we either paying to get off the ladder. This is the moment where it's like if we don't flip the switch on the train tracks, then we're headed right for ruin, right for collapse. Okay? I think that in a more universal, general way, this is kind of all of us right now. We're all of us in this position where we got some choices to make about where this train's going. Okay, and what track we want to be on. Yeah? There's hesitation. There's a little procrastination because we're torn between the 2 and the 4. Between the 2 of Wands saying, let's go. You've got this energy, this Mars and Aries type of vibe here. This part of your soul is down here kicking and just saying, let me out. It's that part of you that's saying, I don't care where we go, but we can't stay here. Let me out of this cage. And this is that energy, right? Mars, that rage, that strength in Aries, kind of like, I'm going forward and ain't nothing going to stop me. Bars, I'm going to bend the bars and get through. It's the Kool-Aid man busting through the wall, right? This is that part of you that needs to do that, that wants to do that, that is just not going to stop acting up until you do something about it. And I feel like you have some kind of acid reflux or something, or like, I don't know if you've ever had ulcers, but it feels like this is that fire in your belly. It's like a hot piece of coal in here. It's just like, we got to do something. You can't just let it sit there, okay? There's frustration here. When the will is not able to act in the direction that it needs to go, it gets frustrated. A frustrated will causes all sorts of problems, you know? So this 4 of Swords, like I said, it's kind of like feeling kind of boxed in, feeling, I don't know, feeling this, I should just stay here, right? Maybe mathematically it says, well, let's see, I'm just random, $10 an hour, right? I'm getting $10 an hour for the rest of my life. Okay, well, that's something. But if I leave, I get $0 an hour. So that doesn't add up. You know, I'm not going to step over $10 an hour to pick up $0 an hour. It's like stepping over $5 to pick up a nickel. Yeah, I'm not going to do that. That doesn't make mathematical sense. This isn't a math problem. Yeah, it's not a math problem. This strength card, lust card, passion, maybe it's going in a direction that has more potential for you. Having the courage, having the confidence and the strength, believing in yourself, the capability that you have to change your world, to change your reality, to make the decision to kind of flip the switch, to turn the ignition and say, I'm going. I'm aligned internally, and now there's this magic. This is your magical potency, your virility, you know? That's what this is. And it's here, and it's ready to like create a new reality. It's saying $10 an hour, I'm going to step over that. I'm going to get more than that. I'm going to get, and this isn't just about money, okay? This is about something that's not feeding your heart, feeding your soul. Yeah. Now, please make sure to hype this video so it reaches more people. I think everybody needs to see this. And a big shout out to everybody that's watching on Patreon right now. Now, we are going to do an extended reading for Patreon members and for channel members, okay? So stay tuned. This is that courage that's saying, I can go into the world. I can go out into the vast, unknown expanse of the universe, and I can figure it out. I can make my way. I can find something better. There's no limit to what I can achieve. So really the question becomes, how much do you believe in yourself? Not very much? Well then, yeah, stay in the birdcage. Okay? But if you believe that you have this power to create the life that you want, to follow your kind of true will, to follow your star, to pursue your destiny, right? Look at these two cards. They're very much in alignment. They're in the same exact gesture as each other. Do you notice that? I don't know if we've ever talked about this. The internal alignment, it's allowing you to pursue that external alignment. Believing yourself capable of fulfilling your destiny. If you believe it inside, you're going to make it real on the outside. You got to have faith in yourself. That's why these two cards are in the exact same posture. One's internal, one's external. This is you following your internal star, your true will. This is you following that kind of destiny out there in the universe, pursuing the greatness that you're meant to achieve. Internal alignment and external alignment. Same exact gesture. Okay. This is you pulling your best efforts out of yourself and applying them to what you feel called to do in your life. You're being called out of the birdcage. Something is summoning you to the vast expanse of the universe to manifest your best life. Okay? Now, is there a certain song or a certain playlist that you put on when you're feeling pumped up? Getting like an Eye of the Tiger vibe for you, yeah? What is that playlist? Spirit's referencing, like literally referencing a playlist of music that you put on that when you need to be inspired. Yeah. And Spirit's highlighting an argument that you had with family recently, or like a family fight or some kind of beef between family members that started over something like really kind of small. Yeah. Your general energy is the universe card. You are capable of an infinite growth, infinite expansion. There's no limit to what you can achieve in life. You can create your own universe. You are the architect of your own reality. Okay? I feel like this is a major shift. I feel like you're giving yourself a birthday present here by saying, I'm just going to go do what I need to do. You're not going to wait for somebody to come and fulfill your life. Your gift to yourself is your freedom. Yeah, I feel like this is a solar return that is really a major turning point in your life. This is the birthday that you're going to remember forever. Okay? The infinite expansion, the infinite growth. The entire universe is your birdcage. And when you get to the edge of it, you're just going to push it out even further, you know. Really, it's bird cages all the way down, right? Because we get past our own limitations, we feel free. And we end up getting into more commitments, more shoes. We get another pair of shoes. We get into another bird cage until we grow so big that we don't got enough elbow room. You know what? We need a new bird cage. And that's just it. You need a new one. You need a bigger pair of shoes. You need a bigger pair of slacks. I don't know. You need a bigger fishbowl, a bigger bird cage. Yeah. But they're all cages. Okay? Doesn't matter how big they are, how gilded they are. They're always going to be a cage. And so it's kind of us. It's incumbent upon us to decide when we're just saying, okay, I like this cage. I'm okay. I'm okay with this one. Until we're not. Maybe we find a bird cage that gives us everything we want in life. And instead of a 10 of swords, we feel a 10 of cups. Even the 10 of cups is a bird cage. All of the 10s are a bird cage because it requires maintenance. They all require your commitment, your devotion. You have to be the one holding it all together. Well, the 10 of swords is you're holding together something that doesn't even feed you. Doesn't even really, like it's a bird cage where it's just like, this is a pretty cruddy bird cage. I could find a better cage than this, you know. But the universe, we get that agoraphobia. We feel like the universe is a cold, vast expanse of loneliness. And it's like, bird cage feels kind of nice, right? At least it's sort of warm in there, less of a draft, right? But your courage and your bravery saying is, I don't need the bird cage to keep me safe or to keep me warm because look, you're the heat. Yeah. And now in the environment, With the Princess of Pentacles, you know that you can go out there in the world and you can start your own business, you can start a new relationship, you can go get a new place to live, you can get a new job, you could do anything you want. You can change your physical nature. You can realign reality. All you have to do is plant the seeds. And first you have to believe that you can. And then you plant the seeds and it's going to grow. Whatever you choose to do is going to bear fruit, right? The Ten of Swords, that's bearing fruit as well. Unfortunately, it's bearing fruit that you cannot eat. Okay? Whatever you focus your attention on, whatever you accept, whatever you devote yourself to, whatever you hold together is going to bear fruit. So why spend your time being loyal and devoted to something that's bearing fruit that you can't nourish yourself on? Better to go and plant some other seeds and, grow something that is going to nourish you. Okay? You have infinite possibilities here for manifestation. You got to follow your star. You got to have faith, hope, and trust not only in yourself but in the universe. That's saying if I take this grasshopper leap of faith, that the universe will match me. And that's why you're a mirror image of the universe. If you're bold and courageous, the universe will match you with that. The universe will be bold and courageous for you. If you take a leap of faith, the universe will put faith in you. Okay? If you're confident, then you're going to get confirmation from the world around you. You're going to get reasons to be confident. I think you have to be courageous before you get confident. First, you're courageous. Then when the universe reflects back to you your own courage, that's when this becomes confidence. But with the Eight of Swords up here, this is basically saying that there are too many conflicting opinions and desires and thoughts. And this is the confirmation that we cannot predict the outcome. And so far, not knowing the outcome has been preventing you from taking the leap. If I knew what I was leaping into, then I could easily decide. But then it wouldn't be a leap of faith. If you knew the outcome, you wouldn't need faith. I would just know. You have certainty about what you're leaping out of. But the Eight of Swords is saying, I don't know what I'm going to be leaping into. I can't control outcomes. I can't predict outcomes, or I can't predict the future. That's why we need faith. Faith is the belief in something for which we have no direct evidence yet. So bypass this card and take the leap of faith. Let's look at the mystery card, Fool or Hermit. Fool, preferably. Okay. Now, who's the T-name person in your life? Or what? I feel like there is a very strong male energy around you. A T-name, somebody in spirit, about your age. Did they pass recently? I feel like they had a heart thing. Yeah. They're coming through as being like right by your side, right next to you. Yeah. Like kind of giving you the nudge, giving you like egging you on or something. Yeah. Wow. That's powerful. It just came through. Very, very nice. You're being called on to be a leader. Okay. You need to lead this. Definitely. Yeah. Okay, let's look at the mystery card. Here we go. King of Wands. Interesting. King of Wands, another Leo energy. Yeah, both of these are Leo power cards. It is kind of like you're called on to be that leader. It's saying you've got to have faith, hope, and trust in yourself. You've got to believe in yourself. You've got to have the confidence, or let's say the courage, the bravery first. You've got to do it. You've got to make the decision and take the action. Then the universe will mirror you. Then Spirit will have faith in you. Spirit loves you and wants you to do it. Wants you to take a chance on yourself. Wants you to take the leap of faith, and to do that you need courage. Because you cannot see the outcome. Okay. Yeah. Spirit's referencing an elbow, a joint pain for you. Yeah? An elbow, I don't know if you bumped it or something, but there's like a, I don't know, it's almost like a, what do you call it, tennis elbow, something, yeah? We're going to do an extended reading. For Patreon members, channel members, there's a link in the corner. There's a link down in the video description. New readings for Pisces, Thursdays and Sundays. Be sure to watch both readings. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't yet. Leave a comment and let me know where in the world you're watching from. I want you to know that you're the most important part of Dove and Serpent Tarot. I thank you and I love you, and we're all in this together.